Hello and welcome to today. My name is April and I love you. I do have a new doggy. So you're gonna hear dog noises. And there's nothing I can do about that. I also have a different living arrangement where I'm not going to have enough time to myself to always be able to provide a quiet reading. I love you. I love you. I know it's so hard that you swallowed a kibble and it's blocking your throat. So today we have energy and healing session going. I'm going to take out a story and see what wants to be addressed. Somebody is in conflict to their healing destiny, to their star power, to their star quality. 517. 7, that's a 13. Somebody is having a hard time stepping fully into their femininity. There are dark actions from ourselves, and there are dark actions being cast against us that are preventing us from seeing how vibrant our star shine is. Once we accept the high and the low within inside our own selves, the light and the dark within inside our own selves, we will be able to shine brighter. But at this time, we are in conflict with being both light and dark, both high and low, both. 5 of inspiration again. Oh my God, 555. So we have 2 5 of Wands cards. These dark actions of everyone are mirroring spots on your system that still need to be brought into purity, that need to be washed in the sands of time. There is a portal at your feet that brings you into the lower realm. Right here. You have SA to deal with, or the womb space is being highlighted. There is this, inability to look at self right here. This is shining, like this is like, whoa, vibrant. There is some family tie here with the crest, but you're sitting on top of that family tie. And then the other one, you feel like you don't need to look. This part that you don't want to look at is coming from the upper world and the lower world is how I see this today. It's never come through like that. And then I have the 5 of emotions, frozen emotions. So I have 55517 or 5558. So Knight of materials, when I take those off the bottom, I got Knight of materials and King of pentacles. Same suit. Materials and pentacles are the same thing. The Knight is taking the time and being slow about it, and the King is elevating to the space in the real world that allows you to be everything you're supposed to be in this real world. Now, this depiction of the King of Pentacles is a little bit of a shape-shifting energy. So at first glance, everybody that looks at this card sees, what is it? A deer, a male deer. But upon further investigation, this is a rodent wearing deer's antlers. And those antlers are the same frequency of the star here. So maybe you're playing small. Because you don't see the vibrancy of your frequency. Yeah, and there's a star there too. The pentacle is the star. So the star in the sky is the colorful energy. And then when you come around, the star's energy transfers onto you and you wear it as part of your identity. And you're leaving the star in the sky as a possibility. I want to say as a possibility. So, not very many people see that this is actually a rodent. Like, those are not deer ears. And those are not a deer, that's not a deer nose or deer eyes. The body might be somewhat reminiscent of it. But even when you present as the truth of yourself, you're still not fully the person that you're meant to be. So I have the High Priestess and the Hermit. This is a 92. So this is, you're seeing something in reverse. I only say that because my number is 29. So Spirit is asking you to go in. Spirit. Your spirit. Your... light. Now we have that emanation here, that shine that's coming off of this womb space. Something really, really wants to be birthed. You know the process. Okay, let me see. Can I go like this? That's better. Now, somewhere along the line, there are deep, frozen emotions. 5 of Cups. We're in regret, and we're in remorse, and we're in... It looks like Chiron. Our woundedness, cloaked in the depth of the blues, the inner knowing, and the being able to speak it. Okay, so what do we got here? Then this takes on this weird sacred geometry, but those icicles want to be melted. Oh, no, it just looks like it. So the way that this drips into the water, it looks like it creates a vessel. The vessel is your body. Your body. So we want to bring those emotions, those frozen emotions, back into the body and witness them as a mirror of our own soul. and stop fighting in conflict and competition on how we're supposed to show up in our starlight. Starlight, starbright? First star I see tonight? Is that how it goes? I wish I may, I wish I might. You're receiving victory over your woundedness, over your feelings of desperation, over 6 of inspiration. It's the next step. Victory. 5, 5, 5, 6. I got 9, 9. Let's take one more. 5 of Pentacles. So the abandonment wound is Daughter of Pentacles. The abandonment wound is looking at something from who you used to be. Now see, this is the doe. This is how I get the correlation of this is supposed to be a doe. Or this is supposed to be a deer. Doe, a deer, a female deer, ray, a drop of golden sun. Me, a name I call myself, far a long, long way to run. So, a needle pulling thread, fa, a note that follows so. Tea, a drink with jam and bread, that will bring me back to dough. Okay. So I have 5, 5, 5, 5 now. So it's really emphasizing the changes of conflict, regret, and abandonment that your soul has been doing. That maybe it did take you a long time in the real world, but you were making sure that everything lined up with this frequency of rainbow frequency. And those are all pentacles. Those are all in the real world. So you want to embody your truth, your true vibration. And look, you had to go through a lot of density to get that rainbow to shine at the space that it was supposed to. Now that rainbow here also takes out that color from that star quality. So even in the past, you were being the truth of who you were supposed to be, but you didn't know it because you were too naive from believing everybody was going to leave you. A doorway has opened, and it wants you to sing the song. Maybe that's why Do Re Mi came out. I want you to sing the song of your soul. How I see these curtains, they're not really curtains, but how I see these are curtains, and these curtains are music pages with no notes. So it's up to you to write the song of your soul upon the frequency of abandonment so that you can stop abandoning yourself or abandoning past versions of yourself. Go back into those spaces and reclaim anything that felt wounded and bring light. So in here we have the star as the golden light. So this is a different frequency of stardom. Once you receive your victory, your star goes from being a rainbow frequency to being a golden frequency. And it's highlighted. Many people will view you in this quality, and it's peachy, this peachy color. Here, peachy, this is a softer peach that she's wearing on her gown, and she's cloaked in all the dark patternings that she has revisited so that she could be this light. The mountain is the obstacle is behind you. I'm gonna leave that one alone. There are many stars here. There are many golden stars. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So one is a different shade. Two are a different shade. We have 13 stars. We had a number 13 already here, getting into the feminine energy. And then we have two that are different color. So along here, there's 13 stars. This one right here stands out. It stands out. And then the one above her head is a little bit lighter than this dark one here. 15 stars means you've had to go through those densities. We have 15 right here. Those dark patternings. The 5 of Wands and the 5 of Wands is the 10 of Wands, and you're no longer carrying the burden. We have the 9 of Wands and then the 10 of Wands. So you're completing out that cycle of hurtful actions, even if it's hurting yourself. You're understanding that you are a mirror and a reflection for those around you. And we have the sands of time and the sands of time. The Hermit wants you to go in and look at the sands of time also. Protected by this symbiotic relationship between the tree and the human, the tree and the human. It's getting your sustenance from nature. Allowing the light to be your guide. And then the Knight of Pentacles here, the Knight of Materials, sorry. Knight of Materials is also this orangey peachy color and coming into this greenness, this growth. And now succulents. I always say that the succulents, like, they don't need anything. This has been left for a long time. This is... Sometimes the more you leave something alone, the more it figures itself out. And then we have the flower wreath. Oh, the flower wreath around the neck. It's a victory wreath. Because yes, we took a long time, but we did cross the finish line with an expanded consciousness. When the rose opens for me, that's an expanded consciousness. And it's pink, so it's loving. This took so long because we're changing frequency back into the loving essence of who we're supposed to be. So let's get some energies that want to be looked at here. So we're going to do the negative energies first. And this part is the energy work. This part is the clearing. Sorry, I just got to get my table figured out. So no matter what will happen on the table, I'm going to start at the top. So first we have to anchor in to the root of all that is. Connecting to my healing chamber, allowing myself to be open to the benevolent energies that are trying to assist me in doing these healings today. allowing anything that was altering my ego or coming from my own personal darkness to step aside. And allowing in the true light of my being so that I may offer accurate information. Okay, so the 5 of materials. We're going to take a look at guilt and despair, loneliness, isolation, which is at the top and at the bottom. A change in the root consciousness. Red roses, 5 red roses. Allowing us to move out of the shadows and back into the light. Calling our purity out of the darkness. Allowing forgiveness to all versions of who we once were that we abandoned for other people to hold space in our existence that wasn't ever ours to carry. Ooh, that was a big one. Moving out of the gut. That was a big movement. I'm going to close that door of what we carried for others. Nobody can put that back on us. It's going to be released from our aura. We don't even have to know what the labels are on that. So anyway, we were disillusioned, perplexed, confused, felt violated. Any way we had hostility or felt distant, that we went immediately into aggression, misunderstanding that we abandoned ourselves. We're mad at ourselves. We're mad at ourselves for separating out a piece of our own soul, for telling us we couldn't inhabit or embody a part of our being that was a crucial and vital piece for our success. Encoding, crossing the finish line, winning the race, encoding the availability to have major success. Feeling confident and courageous. Bringing back radiance of joy, happiness, acceptance, glamour, spotlight. Allowing ourselves to be in the spotlight. I have the star and the moon. Allowing ourselves to shine. Then we have the Nine of Wands, being able to rise up to the light. Releasing the defeat. Releasing any ways we were rejected or submissive, anxious or scared. Feelings of overwhelm and worthlessness dissolve. Inferiority and terror dissipate into successes. These are the frequencies that were frozen, allowing some of these frozen frequencies of regret and sorrow, sadness, lonesomeness, difficulty. Okay, wait. Oh. Allowing ourselves to feel the things that we were told we couldn't let go of as children. I almost became emotional, but not quite. So we're still holding on to this frequency. Once it dissolves, allow the water to flow. Allow yourself to flow downstream. So these mirrors look like the sky, but could be water. Could be the reflection of water on the sky. The sky on water, other way around. How about releasing any frequencies that were inverted? Something left for sure. And bringing in truthful actions only, truthful images, truthful reflections. Purifying in the sands of time. Picturing yourself sitting at a body of water with your feet in the sand. Having that sand purify and suck out of the bottoms of your feet into the sand, so draining out all of those dense energies that you've learned from, that you're tired of carrying, that feel like a burden, that want to come to the light. 10 of Wands, 9 of Wands, 19 Wands, the sun, the light, bringing any flipped narrative back into rightness or lightness, allowing the healing, the deep healing, the destined healing, allowing the return of powerful action, peacefulness, intimacy, even without sexuality, intimacy, pure connection, healthy pride, allowing ourselves to be fulfilled. Oh, I smelt pride. I smelt the density of pride. So let's go there for a minute. Let's release any way we feel that we're higher than another person, that our actions trump their actions. So where they're in a 5-5 and we're in a 5-17, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're higher, 55 and 58. We've achieved more. It doesn't matter. You never know what somebody has achieved in the spiritual world, even though you've achieved more than them in the physical world. The physical world is not the only existence. Gosh, God. Don't judge a book by its cover. I know people say these cliches all the time. So now we have it taking a lot of time. So were there feelings of avoidance, being withdrawn, and that goes down here too? Skeptical or sarcasm? Insecurities. Were we devastated? Jealous? Embarrassed? Did we feel victimized? Vulnerable? Powerless? Hesitant? Let's clear out these frequencies. Like, these frequencies are fine to have, but we've never let go of them. We've never changed them. 5-5-5-5. We've never changed them into a different thing. We've never changed them into success. We've never changed them into 5 of Cups, 6 of Cups. Understanding that it's a family pattern. We didn't change them into 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, balance and action. We've just sat in these hard feelings and believed that we were meant to carry them. That is not the truth. This one is hurting in the will center. This is hurting in the solar plexus. So where and when did we lose our willpower? Can we call it back? Only I have say what goes on in my reality. No other person has power over me. I liberate my spirit from having to listen emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, or energetically to any soul or spirit outside of myself. That is trying to persuade me in a direction that takes me away from the height of who I am supposed to be in the physical world. This is like sewing. This is like a sewing frequency, this back and forth. Reconnecting the story of what was supposed to be with what is going to be in the future and bringing them together in across the finish line frequency. My left leg is like pulsating and tingling. Can we release feelings of depression? Because we went through anxiety, but we didn't go through depression. We're allowed to be mad and we're allowed to be angry. We're not allowed to hold it as our core frequency. Excuse me. We're allowed to be sensitive, playful, and loving without having to feel fear. reducing any humiliation, any disrespect, any alienation. If we are a star being, alienation is natural because we don't fit in to the core of humanity. There's time right now to go sit out without having to feel chaos, without having to feel horrible about not doing anything, without making yourself feel weak or unlovable, without having low morality. Just because you want to sit out doesn't mean you're in scarcity. Let's release the blame and the shame and the guilt. Anyway, we've felt belittled. Anyway, we've felt like we're not supposed to be participating, that we're a sidelines. I used to say that to my son all the time, and I stopped saying it because I don't want him to be a sidelines. But he would say, I'd want to watch. I want to watch. He doesn't want to act. He's a fire sign, but he doesn't want to act. It just doesn't really make sense. What is causing him to feel so small? Going back to the King of Pentacles, the Father of Pentacles, sorry. No, sorry, not sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I have a lot of people in my field that want to apologize for things that are not their fault. Can we release today the ways people feel responsible for other people's emotional well-being or mental well-being? We should be able to speak whatever we want to speak without... We should be able to feel or act however we want to act without having this bombard somebody else's system. And now bringing in the High Priestess. So we have that waning moon again. Waning? Waxing. We have that waxing moon again. I don't know. It's facing the right hand side. I used to have them written down on my table, but I covered up my table. I'll have to put that on my wall. So we know how to be fierce. So we're going from this little naive doe into this fierce cat that doesn't even have to present a roar to be feared. But the reason that you're being feared is because of all you know. You're reconnecting to the higher frequency. So the 9 of Wands brought in these high frequencies, and they're here to scry in your crystal ball. Now we have the sun and the moon, the masculine and the feminine coming together at the bottom from a state of isolation and inner knowing, self-reflection, and witnessing patterns that no one else can see. You've taken the time out to become the priestess, so you have passed all the tests and all the checkpoints. You've passed all the checkpoints. Now, oh, I'm getting a no. If you haven't passed all the checkpoints, you know when checkpoints are arising naturally. You can go with the flow naturally. You work better in the hidden realm, meaning people can't hide things from you, and you are resented for that. Let's take that resentment out. Irritated. Let's take out irritation. Anything projected onto you, like astonishment, awe, any people that are perplexed by your understanding, any codes of detest. People that feel inadequate because of what you can see. Anywhere we have been incomplete. Bringing in frequencies of easy growth. Reciprocity. Acceptance. Reciprocity. Something happened in my stomach. I said acceptance. Inner standing and inner knowing. Movement forward. Reaching the goal. Let's add up the whole thing. Can I add up the whole thing? So I have 5. And then I have 9. Then I have 15. Then I have 15. And I have 17. Then I have 11. Okay, 30, 47, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63. This is a 9. It's a 3, 6, 9. It's a 6, 3, 9, 6, 3, 9. So that frequency is going to help right now. And that's a 9, 9, which is an 18, which is a 9. This is supposed to happen this year. This is going to be completed out by the end of 2025. I got goosebumps everywhere. If you find this after the end of 2025, tap back in to the year of 2025. So how you do that is you go, whatever you find it, back 1 month, 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 until you get there. Or you go back 1 year, back 1 year, back 1 year, back 1 year, until you get there. And then you go from December, November, October, and you go back to January, and you go back to the New Year's, you go back to what you were doing on the New Year's, and then you can play it forward in your mind, sitting in this frequency. Thank you. I know it's weird and odd, but this is what they mean by time travel. We can all do it. I love you. My name is April, and this is what I have for today. So we're getting out of these hard frequencies. We're getting out of, there's going to be a lot of change, but it is destined healing. And you knew it was coming. You've taken time out to be able to address all that was supposed to be yours and is coming to you anyway in the physical reality. Be well. Until next time, I love you.